Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I am back with a new tutorial. Now, before I even get into actually installing this wig, I just want to show you guys my like bald cap method that I do. Now today I will be using a cap that's closer to her skin tone versus a nude cap and doing the foundation. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and just take a little cloth, and I cleaned her hairline with 99% alcohol. And these are her braids. She braided her own hair, guys, but she had a fro for a very, very long time, and it finally has got long enough for her to actually braid it down. So she just went ahead and braided her hair down. Well, she did re-braided it because I braided it down the first time in the last video, but she re-braided them herself. And now I'm going to show you how I do my cap method. Now, first things first, once you place your cap on, you just want to slit two little holes on the ear tabs. That way the ears are outside of the cap and you don't have to worry about like spray getting all over the ears and, you know, pulling the cap off the ear. Now, you just want to go in with the holding spray. You can use the bed head, you can use BioSilk, you can use the WIG. It really doesn't matter. It's just your preference of hairspray you like to use. And you just want to spray that hairline from ear to ear and just blow dry it on a heat setting from ear to ear. Just using your hands to kind of push that cap into the skin so it can be nice and flat. And once it completely dries, and you do have to let it completely dry, just go ahead and I like to slit the middle using my scissors. And if the cap is a little too far down, I just go in with my fingernail and just like pull the cap up. And you want to cut as close to the cap as possible, like as far as the root of the cap. That way everything that you cut is still tacked down really, really good. And I'm just lifting and cutting off that extra cap from around that hairline and just cutting the little flap around the ear as well. I'm not going to cut the thick piece in the back of the cap because I like to use that to hold the wig up, hold the braids up underneath the wig. Even though I do sew around the cap, I still like to just keep that thick piece there just in case. And if you ever feel like it's too much cap still far down, just, you know, like I said, you can use your finger and just slide underneath to pick up those pieces and you know, cut off the extra. And once you do that step, I like to just go back in with some alcohol and clean that hairline once again to just make sure the application of the cap is nice and neat. But now we're going to get right into this tutorial portion of the video. Today's hair is provided by Dola hair. And oh my God, when I say, guys, this wig was so freaking dope. Like, it was extremely soft and so full. Like, this is one of the best wigs that I reviewed for a company as far as straight hair. Like, the quality of this hair was everything, no lie. And as far as bleaching and plucking the knots, it was super easy to bleach the knots and pluck this unit. This is a 13x6 unit, so it has a lot of parting space in the center, but it is more of a lace front as far as being on the sides. So today, as far as styling, we will just do a simple middle part with some thin baby hairs. And this is also going to be a lace melt video on dark skin. I have a few of these tutorials on my channel, but you can never have too much of the same thing. Just, you know, because some people may have seen my older videos and some may have not. So first things first, if you are using a dark cap like I am, then you don't have to do the foundation method onto the cap. But if you are using a nude cap and you have a client with darker skin, make sure that you do apply your foundation that matches their skin tone the best, as far as even if it's just like one shade darker or one shade lighter, just make sure you put that dark foundation. And I like to use the Ruby Kisses foundation for her skin tone in level 16, and I just apply that foundation on the inside, on the top of my lace. And if I am using a nude cap, I do apply that on the nude cap as well. Now, going in, of course, I will be using my lace melt adhesive, and you guys can purchase this glue on my website down below in the description box, as well as my melt belt and my wax stick as well. just use my website and purchase all of your products. I do have the products separately, and I do have it as a deal package. So just whatever you need, you can just go ahead and order that down below. And I will be using 5 layers of this lace made adhesive, and I'm just going to probably apply the first layer on camera and just probably a little bit of the last one before I actually pull the lace down into this glue. So yeah, just stay tuned for that, and I will come back on when we get to the next step. Now, once the lace glue dries clear, you can go ahead and begin to pull your lace down into the glue. And I always like to start with the centerpiece first when I'm working on my client's head. If I was going to wig on myself, I always start from my sides first, and then I do the center and then the other side. But because I do have help with the client holding the lace down, I just like to start from the middle and have them hold each side as I place it in these, the lace, the place where I wanted to lay or whatever. So once I pull that middle down, I pull one side down, have them hold it, then I pull the other side down and put it into place and let them hold it as well. And I'm just going to take the comb and just comb all of that lace into that glue first before I even begin blow drying it. And I'm just combing the lace downward, forward, backward, sideways, just really getting all of that lace into that glue. And once I finish combing all of that in, I'm going to go in with my blow dryer on a heat setting and just blow dry that lace in using my fingers to kind of, gently push the lace. You do not want to push it too hard where you mash it in. But a great benefit that you do get with using my lace made adhesive, even if you do push the lace into the glue, it does not give it that, that black mashed down dirty look like the glue that's usually like sticky and clear. If you push the lace down, it does give you that really dirty, messy look underneath the lace. But with my lace glue and it being a clear glue that turns, a white glue that turns clear, it does not give you that nasty mashed down lace. But just all in all, do avoid mashing the lace in, but just gently push the lace into that glue. But moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and begin to razor off the extra lace. And I did use my scissors and then just like slit 4 different sections. That way it's easier to razor off. And I do like to give myself a little split to make the razoring for each section, easier as well. And just always be sure to do cut that extra lace from around the ear. You do not want to leave any lace sitting on top of your client's ear. Just make sure you do cut around it and make sure the wig is not sitting on top of their ear or, too close to where it can be very, very uncomfortable. So sometimes you have to go in and even cut some of that band that may be on the lace frontal wigs, just to make sure that it fits properly onto the client's head, because they're going to be wearing this install for a few weeks. So you do want to make it as comfortable as possible. That way it's not irritating them around the ear area. And I'm just going to go in with this little spatula and just apply the glue in the little pieces that are still lifting and just spreading it out using at least 2 to 3 layers of that as well underneath those tiny little places, and just pushing the lace into that glue using my rat tail comb and just really getting it melted on in. And the same thing I do to this side. Of course, guys, you already know I'm going to repeat the steps to the other side as well to get everything all tacked down before I tie the lace down with the melt belt to secure the lace. So now I'm just going to take that Tresemme and spray that Tresemme all over the front of that hairline, and then go on with my melt belt and tie down that lace. And you want to let it dry completely before removing the band. That way you don't have to dry it after you take the band off. And just this combination alone just gives you that really melted look, like to the max, and it helps you secure your lace down, letting the glue and everything just really marinate into the skin and just give you the best perfect results ever. And now that it's completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and remove that band, and as you can see, it's pushed into that skin. And I'm just going to go ahead and just comb out the baby hair that is, I mean, not the baby hair, but the holding spray. And I love this Tresemme because when you comb it out, it does not give you any flakiness, and it still gets right back soft, the same way that it would if you were to use mousse to do this method. So really love this Tresemme holding spray. And I'm just going to go ahead and begin to part this wig down the center as far as getting ready to do the styling, using my wax stick to apply on the front of that hairline, on the top of that parting area as well, for my preparation to hot comb the lace and just make everything super flat, super neat, and super cute before actually getting to the styling of the baby hair. So I would just hot comb until I have reached my final look of flatness. And as I always mention, the key to getting your install super flat is the braid down that you use underneath. I always spread the hair down the center first before braiding. That way it's not a braid in the center of the head, just in case the person wants to do a center part. And you just want to braid as small as possible, just to really get that really neat look. And especially if the person has really thick and full hair, you really want to take your time and braid that down nice and small. And that's how I get all of my wigs and my installs to be super freaking flat. Like, that is so important when doing a lace, because yes, we know it's a lace, yes, it's weave, but just get it as flat as possible. And, you know, it will help you get those bomb results. And right now I'm just taking some alcohol and just cleaning up that extra holding spray to make the hairline super neat and clean, because how clean the install is also very important. So just clean up any mess that you may have left over from the holding spray, and that way everything is just neat and where it needs to be. And I'm just going to continue to hot comb out everything until I have reached my desired flatness, as I mentioned before, getting into the styling and placement of the baby hairs. And now it's time to get the placement ready for the baby hair. So I just like to part off small little sections, and to make the front look very neat, I'm trying to create like a symmetrical triangle looking like part in the center, where it's not just I grab the hair directly from the middle. I like to just grab a hair a little bit away from the part. That way it just, you know, in my opinion, looks better. But I'm just going to grab those thin little sections, and I'm going to just raising them down really short, and using my new technique of doing baby hairs by using the holding spray to create my baby hairs. I'm going to just spray the holding spray onto the hairs, and just using my edge brush, swoop those baby hairs into place, and the blow dryer if necessary, to blow dry the baby hair. And now, another thing I like to do is just take that holding spray as well and spray it on the teeth of my edge brush comb part, and use that to swoop and comb the baby hair, and it just kind of like distribute the product all over the hair, so it makes it, you know, quite easier for swooping. And I'm just going to do that. Now the key to the baby hairs is just cutting them short enough to where it's easy to swoop and it still looks good. So make sure you chop it down at least about 1 inch or a little less, but never too short where it's nothing to swoop, guys. Like, just be mindful of how you're cutting it. And like I said, just use the method I'm using to create those baby hairs if it works for you, and just blow dry it, and just repeat that steps until all of your baby hairs are complete. And then I will get into the finishing touches of this style. So now that I am done doing the baby hair, I'm just going to take a little holding spray and just spray, you know, everything on back just to make it nice and smooth. Not too much, just a little bit to just get all of those little flyaways and make everything nice, super neat and sleek, and just, you know, just give it that perfect, clean look. And then, of course, I'm going to end this installation by concealing and black spraying the part to make it very, very precise and clean and perfect. And once I do that, I am done with this style. Like I mentioned, this is one of the best wigs that I have purchased from, well, not that I've purchased, but that I have reviewed for a YouTube company. And this wig was super, super soft. Like, you can tell from the video of the unboxing, just looking at it, like the wig was everything. But this pretty much sums up this tutorial. After I'm done concealing this part, I am just pretty much finished. I'm just going to add a little shine to the hair just to get it like that nice shiny look. But thank you guys for tuning into IAmBeautifulHustler TV. Of course, we have more tutorials coming. So make sure you turn on your notifications and be prepared to see the new videos. I just want to thank you guys, and I love you guys for the constant support, the orders, everything you're doing to support me and my channel and my business. And thank you all. I love you, and I will see you guys on the next video.